The following video review is for audiences and individuals aged 13 and up. Viewers will acknowledge that they make purchasing decisions at their own risk. Greetings, YouTube. 大家好. Your boy Tony the C couldn't stay down for long. We're looking at Shao Kahn's action figure from McFarlane Toys. I was aware that Shao Kahn figures were released earlier this year, but never expected him to be on store shelves. I bought him with a Target gift card on a Friday afternoon in early April, but I would have done that 2 weeks earlier in late March had I not left my gift card at my place. Had to search 3 Targets in the Bay Area for the Kahn figure that's on screen. I'll remember to have my gift card on hand more often next time. We'll stick with standard procedure by seeing his accessories first. Scratch that. I mean his only important accessory while the other stays in the box. Here we have Shao Kahn's signature Wrath Hammer, which is mostly painted silver with some gold and light brown and is adequately textured and sculpted. Both ends of the hammer have spikes arranged so that the hammer resembles a meat tenderizer instead. Wonder if Kahn moonlighted as a butcher during his conquests. Seeing the gold-painted Mortal Kombat dragon symbol that's also the game's logo is an excellent bonus. The top of the hammer has a pointy spike that's similarly painted silver and gold. Moving down, the handle is detailed enough with sculpted lines and sculpted brown or maroon wraps where Kahn's hands can wield his weapon. There's another spike at the bottom, too. The handle is limp and bendy, though. Add the slightly weighted hammer and you'll have a handle that will droop over time. My short-term solution? Lean the hammer against a wall, since I don't want to use warm water just to bend plastic. The bright side is that the hammer will be less likely to snap in two. Kratos' axe. Getting the hammer into Kahn's hands is as hard as fighting him in different Mortal Kombat games. I beat him with Scorpion once in Mortal Kombat 2. Only once. You have to wedge the handle between his thumb and his fingers, which wouldn't be difficult if his thumb and fingers weren't near razor sharp. Even wearing gloves barely protects my fingers from getting pricked. Because of his sharp claws, I'm getting flashbacks to when I reviewed my Ajani Goldmane figure. I'll add that doing all this could scrape the handle's silver paint and bend the handle even more. Once that's done, Kahn will look more combat ready than usual. Of course, he's still powerful when fighting barehanded. Ask Kotal Kahn. The black plastic display stand seen here in this promotional photo will stay in the box, since I don't want to tear off the plastic cover covering said stand and risk ruining the box's display. The stand has the Mortal Kombat text and a peg for Kahn's foot to peg onto. No more, no less. Now on to Shao Kahn himself. Outworld's infamous conqueror stands at 7 3/4 inches tall to the top of his helmet, or 8 5/8 inches to the very top of his helmet's crest. A decent height. In a vast departure from previous games, he wears an asymmetrical outfit that still shows his bare chest and legs. Gold and red spiky shoulder pads, black harness, right gold and red forearm gauntlet, front and back loincloths, black trunks, mismatched gold and red waist armor, knee pads, spiked greaves, and spiked sandals. Total tongue twister there. His muscular body is painted in 2 shades of tan, both of which can be hard to distinguish from a distance or even in Mortal Kombat 11. Strangely enough, his left forearm and toenails are spiky, because reasons, but the makeover seems to suit him, given how nasty and vicious he is in the franchise. Let's not forget Kahn's iconic but non-removable samurai helmet with a skull mask. The helmet is intricately painted with red, gold, and silver, and has a tall, 2-pronged crest that's painted gold and silver. We can't see Kahn's actual face and bald head, since the helmet and mask are both glued in, but one can see that his mouth is sculpted, and that his yellow eyes are buried beneath that mask. Don't know if spikes on his head count as being bald, though. I should get some minor complaints out of the way while I can. Kahn lacks alternate fisted or pointed finger hands, as well as a spear weapon. What I can do in response is make a 3D print of the green energy spear that Kahn used in Mortal Kombat 2 and 9. Making additional hands is out of my depth, though. There's also missing paint or lack of color variety on Kahn's lower calves, toenails, and sandals, but folks who do custom jobs can fix that. The biggest complaint? His spikiness. This figure is sharp and spiky almost all around, convincing me to wear gloves when posing him to minimize cuts and punctures. Handle with care. Let us look at Shao Kahn's articulation. His head's on a ball joint that lets him look left and right and up and down. Rather tight ball joint. Shoulders move in and out on tight hinged ratchets. The movement range for the right shoulder is more limited because of the extra shoulder pad. His left shoulder has more range. Slightly tight bicep swivel. There's also an extra ball joint that connects the shoulder to the torso. Double jointed elbows. My figure has a loose right elbow. Wonder if that could affect how he holds his hammer in the future. He has wrist swivels and hinges, but his hinges are so tight that I can only use his swivels instead. Since his shoulders are on ball joints, they can move forward and backward. Again, his left shoulder has more movement range. His upper torso is on a tight ball joint. His waist is on a separate ball joint that also happens to be tight. His legs kick forward and slightly backward on swivels. Besides, his loincloths prevent him from kicking backwards anyway. His legs also hinge in and out on soft ratchets. They're hard to see because his waist armor also restricts movement. He has a thigh swivel that has limited range. Very stiff double-jointed knees. Use them only when you have to. Touching his spiky greaves or shin guards also doesn't help. There's an ankle swivel. The ankle can hinge forward and backward. Then there's a welcoming but tight ankle rocker. Pretty hard to notice on camera, I admit. Finally, Shao Kahn has toe hinges, if you can put up with his sharp toenails. For size comparisons, Shao Kahn standing alongside fellow Baldies, NECA's 8-inch Kratos on your right, and Mattel's 6 3/4-inch figure of The Rock on your left. Here's Shao Kahn standing alongside Chandra Nallar from Funko's short-lived Magic the Gathering The Legacy collection. He likes females with fire. Really, he says that in one of his pre-match dialogues. Here's Shao Kahn standing alongside another hammer-wielding warrior, Marvel Legends 12-inch Thor. To finish this review, I find that McFarlane Toys Shao Kahn would be an outstanding figure for any Mortal Kombat fan. He resembles his in-game character model, and he can be put into most combat poses if he can handle his loose and tight joints. Sure, he lacks alternate hands and a spear, but one will have to live with having less accessories if one wants a figure at an affordable price. Usually. Finally, I stress and repeat that wearing gloves is advised when handling Kahn. This has been my review of McFarlane Toys Shao Kahn. I'm Tony the C, also known as Tony Creator on DeviantArt. Feel free to comment and all that. And also feel free to visit my DeviantArt page. Link in the description, as usual. Thanks for watching. 多谢收睇。